perhaps annoying is an adjective used to describe predominantly women, and why is that, right? Why is nagging a thing that happens? Because in marriages, women still hold the lion's share of work when it should be a 50-50 thing, right?
And welcome back. Alyssa, this is a topic that I've wanted to get into for a little while, and here's how it kind of came into being. Caroline, our producer, needed something from me this week, and I just kept not sending it. And she kept texting me, hey, I'm annoying. I'm going to, please send me this thing. Hey, I'm annoying. And it felt like she was kind of owning it in a way that I have just recently started to see people really starting to own when they're annoying and see the value in being annoying. So I really wanted to get a group of some of the smartest women that I know together and talk about why and if we are annoying and if that's good or bad. I'm going to bring in our first panelist. Our first panelist runs the nonprofit Rise, advocates on behalf of sexual assault survivors, and is steadfast in her commitment to stopping Asian hate. It's Amanda Nguyen. Amanda, welcome to Hysteria.
Hello. You should add that I'm a professional annoyer. Should be the third title that you add.
Wait, really?
So, yeah, I'm very excited about this topic.
You should get business cards that just say Amanda Nguyen annoying underneath.
Yes. Oh my God, maybe I will. I love that.
Will you send me one? Make them into magnets. Okay, I've got plans. I've got plans for you branded as just like an annoying person.
Yes.
Our next panelist is a writer and currently a supervising producer on the show Solar Opposites out on Hulu. It's Grace Parra-Janney. Grace, welcome.
My friends, I also am very excited about this topic because I am an avowed morning person. And I think morning people are by nature annoying.
Grace, I'm with you as a morning person.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems like everyone here is like, yes, absolutely, I'm annoying. Grace, I think it's been the longest since I've seen you. Are you annoying and why?
Okay, I am annoying for a few reasons. So morning person, just by virtue of being up at 5:45, getting in a good workout, taking care of emails before 9 a.m. Like, these are annoying traits. I understand this. I lean into it. I like it. I don't drink anymore. So I used to be really fun and now that's gone. And now I'm just sort of like in bed at 9:30. I also really firmly believe this, that I have been through enough like rejection in my professional life in the entertainment industry that I'm genuinely very happy to be like waking up every day and going to work and being in, here at Hysteria and being in the writer's room, that I bring a level of like excitement and joy that I could see being consistently annoying to other people. I think that what is pivotal about the definition of annoying is consistent behavior, because anybody can wake up chipper one day, but if you do it every day of your life, that's annoying.
Okay, Amanda, I would love to hear whether or not, you've already embraced the fact that you're annoying. Like, what does that mean? And how do you feel about it?
Our motto at Rise is literally pester for progress, P for P. So every day, I'm not kidding you, we wake up, we have our stand-up meeting, and it's like, who are we P for P'ing today? It's usually some politician. So we devote our lives to the art of annoying.
The art of annoying.
Yeah, for, rights and stuff.
Those annoying things.
Alyssa, are you annoying?
Sure. Are you kidding?
How
I think
are
I've
you
gotten
annoying?
a little less annoying as I've gotten older. But I mean, look, I'm a woman with a to-do list. And if you are in between me and something coming off of my to-do list, I will pester you. I will ping you. Hey guys, just pinging you on this one more time. Just curious if you've had a chance to look at this yet. Hey guys, any updates? Because eventually you will do what I am asking you to do, or you will cop to the fact that you can't do it and you're just going to have to admit it. So yes, I am in service of my to-do list, I'm quite annoying.
Amanda, was there ever a time in your life where you noticed a shift in the way you felt about being annoying? Like, were you ever averse to being how did that go?
I needed civil rights, and that was like a huge part of it. And I was like, oh, well, if I'm not annoying, then I will be denied rights. So that helped me get over that hump. Honestly, the first time that I started, I will say, as a professional, annoyer, aka activist, it was difficult for me to put myself out there and say, okay, I want to be liked, you know? So, like, how much further am I going to, you know, annoy this person that I want something from, that I admire and respect? And then I realized along the line, I was like, oh, maybe I don't need to be liked. I just need to get this thing done. So that shift happened when I needed rights.
Grace, did you have a similar shift between not wanting to be annoying and then leaning into it?
Yeah, I was very young. I remember distinctly, I was in 5th grade. The school that I went to forced us to go to this. It's called Camp Cappy in Texas, but naturally 5th graders call it Camp Crappy. And there was a rule that if at any given night at Camp Crappy, you had to get up in the middle of the night to go pee, that you had to take a buddy with you. So I remember one night I had to pee. And so I woke up this girl whose name will remain anonymous, although I very much remember it. I woke her up and she was like, oh, she was sleepy, whatever. She went with me to the bathroom. We came back. And the next morning I heard her talking about me and she referred to me as annoying. And she was like, oh, so annoying. Grace woke me up in the middle of the night and I had to go pee with her. And I was like, oh, and I was flabbergasted. And I remember being so shook by this being the first time that I had ever been referred to as annoying. But I was also like, what were my options? I had to pee. A girl had to pee. So I sort of in that moment realized, like, if I'm going to be annoying, but I'm able to release my bladder, I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter. We have our needs. I also firmly believe there's this adage, this is a very like memeable Twitter adage that goes around all the time. That's like, somebody right now is thinking about you, or somebody right now loves you so much, which is very sweet and very positive. I love that. Pop culture, let's go. But I think that the same thing is true of annoyance. Somebody right now is annoyed by you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Like, is it freeing to think that there's nothing you can do to make everyone not be annoyed with you at all times, so you might as well just do what you need?
Incredibly freeing. And by the way, like, this is something that I think maybe as women we struggle with constantly. I certainly do. That I still do wonder if 2 emails is too many, if 2 conversations about something is too many. Am I now going from being polite to annoying all the time? And I would love to believe that I'll get to a point at some point very soon in my future where I don't care so much about that and I'll just do it anyway. But I'm not there yet. So I'm still constantly second guessing myself and checking. But I think that maturity involves no longer caring about whether or not somebody perceives you as annoying, because fuck it, we got to get stuff done, you know? Annoying women get shit done.
Amanda, you look like you have something on your mind you want to chip in.
Yeah, I was reminded that in the beginning, I actually had a note that I taped into my laptop to help me be annoying. And it said, if Ted Cruz can fundraise for his shitty ideas, then I can fight for my good ideas. And I mean, I also was very inspired by all of the DNC, all these fundraising emails. Every single time I open my email inbox and it's like, give me more money, give me more money. And I'm like, okay, you know, if these like very important people are putting their name on this email and they have the audacity or courage, depending on how you look at it, to ask me to chip in just $1 more, then I can do this too. You know, I learned from Pelosi or Ted Cruz, depending on how you look at it.
Oh, you learned from the dark master and the light master of being annoying. Alyssa, was there ever a shift for you when you went from being like, I don't want to be annoying, to being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to be annoying?
No, see, I think I was the opposite for me. I think I was always annoying. And I was like, this is what like when I didn't know better, when I had no boundaries. And I was like, I was like a heat-seeking missile. I'm like, this is what I have to get done, and I'm going to get done, and I don't care. I think now I wouldn't say I worry about it more. I think I'm better at being annoying in a way that does not at first blush appear annoying. Do you know what I mean? Like, I may be annoying, but really, if I'm just asking you, like, I was on a trip this weekend and it's like, I'd send information. Okay, we're leaving the hotel at this time. Has everybody got it? And like, no one would reply. And I'd be like, please acknowledge receipt, you know, like, Because like, I don't know, maybe people don't, maybe the Wi-Fi was shitty. Maybe they didn't see it. And if they didn't, then I was going to call. But God is my witness. We were all leaving at the same time. And so I think that like, I also maybe pick my battles a little bit better than I did before. You know, there's a hierarchy of annoyance. It's like if something is truly, okay, this has to get done or everything's going to go to shit, I will blow you up every 30 minutes until you confirm that we're all set. You know who thinks I'm annoying? My husband. I'm like, what do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? What do you want for I don't care. It's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. If I get Big Macs for dinner, it's not going to be fine. So I think that there are just professionally, I think that I have sorted it out better than I have personally.
I literally have a flow chart at Rise of levels of annoyance. So it's like, you know, if we want to pass a bill, right, we like email people and then like maybe a week later we email people. But if it's coming up against a legislative deadline, there's literally like a countdown. Like 1 week out, you are calling every single member on that committee.
Right, exactly. But at the
couple
same
days
time,
out, you're in person. You're in person. You know?
Then at the
So
same
yeah, for
time,
sure, hierarchy.
you thread the needle of not wanting to repel somebody from what you want them to do by being too annoying. So I love your flow chart feels just right.
You really like a joke. Okay. So you put it into your script and then the next pass, the showrunner will be like, I don't know that I like that joke. And then rather than say anything to you, they'll just change it. And then suddenly it'll be like, oh, it's gone. And then you'll get a chance again to go back and like pitch in alternatives to jokes or whatever. And you can go in and like throw it in again or throw in some alt to it. So it's like this unspoken annoyance to each other, but it's very passive aggressive without us actually talking to each other about what we want. We're just doing it and putting it in the script and see who ends up winning. Very, very funny difference.
Well, sometimes that can be itself kind of funny because like on SNL, I heard that when Al Franken was there, he would pitch every single week a sketch called Fart Doctor. And it just like never ever like they never made it. That's why on 30 Rock they have like the Fart Doctor sketch because it's like like yeah it's like an inside joke I guess from people who worked there before. When it comes to being annoying, what matters is being in control of the way that you're annoying. You have to have like a self-awareness that goes alongside of it. Like, okay, what I'm doing right now is being persistent in getting this thing and I understand the way that I'm being annoying. Because I think that it can become dangerous or counterproductive to be annoying if you don't understand that you are being annoying, if that makes any sense. Like if you have a specific, like, you know, verbal tick, or if there's a specific like way that you word things that somebody just like doesn't like the cut of your jib or whatever. Like it's really important to just have a lot of self-awareness around how annoying you are. Like, have you ever found somebody that you're supposed to be working with or somebody that wants something from you to be so annoying that it is counterproductive? And I guess the flip side of that is, when is a time that somebody started out by annoying you and then ended up getting you to help them with what they needed you to help them with?
Well, context is really important because sometimes I look back and I'm like, were they being annoying or was I just resisting what I had to do because I didn't want to do it for whatever reason? Like, you know, there's a few examples I can think of. This is mostly in like a volunteer setting. I think when you're getting paid to do something, it's a different situation. I feel like in my mind, I can compartmentalize, okay, I'm getting paid to do this, so it's fine, versus like, why did I volunteer for this thing that I don't really have time for? And I don't know that I really have the patience for it. And maybe these people are being annoying about asking me to be at a certain place or sign up for a certain element of volunteer work that I'm like, I sound awful, by the way. Like I'm a piece of shit who doesn't want to volunteer. I do, I swear. But sometimes
Amanda was just saying that. No.
But sometimes it's like, I think that this person is being very reasonable. However, I am finding them annoying because for whatever reason, I'm resistant and lazy. And that context is very important too. That when you are deciding whether or not somebody else's behavior is annoying, it's important to self-check. The self-awareness that you're referencing, Erin, is so right. Because it's like, this person might be asking something very reasonable. However, I am sleepy, or I, you know, have this work deadline or whatever, and like now I'm being annoyed, but like this person it's not their fault.
I think annoying has to be tied to some kind of right or entitlement. Otherwise, then you're just being like rude. But if you have, if you actually, the task has to be done and there is like an actual amount of entitlement to the other person being like, you need to get this task done, then I think it's okay to be annoying. That's what protests are. Just annoying people.
Amanda, that is what I was just going to say, is that the problem is I think annoying has become too all-encompassing. So it's like even in our, like, I walk into my building and someone in front of me who has nothing in their hands asks someone else to carry all their shit upstairs for them. I would be, in my head, I'd be like, so annoying. Actually, no, that's an asshole. That's not annoying. That's an asshole. And so I think that there's that annoying, I feel like, is something that's very like, women think of themselves as annoying, and it seems like maybe annoying's not that bad, but like honestly sometimes it's just that person's an asshole, or like you said, like they're rude. It's not annoying.
I think the denigration of annoying and the social discouragement that we have toward annoying is sometimes put out there as a way to discourage people who have been wronged from speaking up.
Oh, I feel very strongly about this. I feel like it is a gaslighting tactic by the institutional powers that be to silence people, right? So like if you had the ability to create the most powerful tool to keep people silenced, it won't be only physical, like, I don't know, fences and walls. It would be people's minds, right? And telling people that, oh, well, you'll be uncool if you speak up. Or maybe like you won't be liked if you speak up, and you want to belong with us. That's one of the most powerful tools there is. So yeah, I think absolutely. And I also want to point out a theme that each one of us have like touched upon, which is that perhaps annoying is an adjective used to describe predominantly women, and why is that, right? Why is nagging a thing that happens? Because in marriages, women still hold the lion's share of work when it should be a 50-50 thing, right? So, yeah, I definitely think that it is a tactic.
Amanda, you bring up a really good point, which is that there is something gendered about the way that annoying is described within the context of hetero relationships in a lot of cases. And nagging is kind of a subset of the like annoying trope. And Grace, you seemed very excited by that. I would love to hear your thoughts on like nagging and annoying and what that pipeline looks like.
I can definitely see that certain behaviors of mine are annoying. I would describe them as annoying. So I don't know why my default is that
the patriarchy.
I think it is truly the patriarchy. That said, I can definitely think of like, gentlemen who I've worked with in the past or went to school with or whatever, who I would definitely describe as annoying. So I don't know if that's something that I feel like protective over in some ways. Like I don't want to ascribe that to my husband because it does have a negative context. So that's why I haven't been thinking of like, I don't know. I'm very curious about that, but it does feel super gendered. Like, I don't know that, I don't know. I don't really have an answer for it.
I believe that nagging is something that is, I think it's such an insidious characterization of men not listening. It puts the onus on women to be heard, and then it makes it our problem when men have to be reminded to do something more than once. I saw on my Instagram feed, which Instagram's algorithm is hot mess express. It's so bad lately. Like,
it's
what
so
the fuck?
bad.
Why am I getting served up like hashtag dad jokes and they're all so hacky? I don't want to see it.
I've had to do notifications to make sure I don't miss certain people's posts.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because it's such a mess. Because I'm like, why am I getting this? This is crazy.
I got something the other day served up to me just to give you an idea of how much the algorithm has lost its way. It was a video that was like, it was like real footage of me, what happens the first time my wife tells me something. And it shows like a fax machine spitting out a piece of paper and then going directly into a paper shredder. And like, I don't know why I did this. I was like, I'm choosing violence today. But I commented on the post, oh, does this happen at work or just when your wife asks you for things?
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Because I really think that like the whole genesis of nagging is women in hetero relationships having to repeatedly remind their partners to do something. And the reason that they have to repeatedly remind them is because their partners don't listen to them. And the reason their partners don't listen is because they don't respect them. Like if they were at work with I mean, look, I've got, clearly I'm like in the wrong side of TikTok right now, but because I've been thinking about this a lot. But, you know, if men acted like that at work, nobody would hire men. You know, nobody would hire men because it's like they don't listen to things. They have to be reminded 30 times to do basic tasks, but it's totally acceptable for them to act that way at home. And it totally drives me nuts. The other week, Josh told me I was nagging him, and I was like, like steam out of my ears. And the thing is, by the definition of nagging, I had reminded him to do something many times. I was escalating in my persistence and tone as he continued to not do the thing that needed to be done. But I was just like angry at the concept of nagging at that moment. I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to just be like, oh, okay, well, you know, you didn't take your wet laundry out of the washing machine after I reminded you 3 times, so it's okay. I guess it can just be in the washing machine. Like,
also,
I'm not gonna...
you can just figure out how to make the washing machine not smell now that it's going to smell like mildew. And it'll be impossible to eradicate because you didn't take your wet laundry out.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
it
is possible to eradicate it, but it requires some creative Googling.
It's hard.
And yeah, it is. It's like baking soda. And it's like one of those like chemistry lab things that you have to do in your
vinegar
washing
and baking
machine.
soda, all the things.
Alyssa, do you find like you're talking a little bit about being annoying with your husband, partner. Do you find that the concept of being annoying is something that gets brought up a lot in hetero relationships?
I think so, but I think it's in the vein of nagging, as you said, that why annoying is bringing something up repeatedly, which I guess is nagging. And it's like, why do you do it? Either the person's not listening to you, or they've heard you and they're just not doing what you have requested without saying, here's why I'm not going to do it. If I said something and David didn't want to do it, I'll give him all the credit on earth for this. If I say something, he doesn't want to do it, he'll be like, no. And here's why.
Love that.
But at least I'm heard.
That's
you know
so
what
nice.
I mean?
I love that.
At least it's like, okay. And we have also in our lives, we have very strict lanes. You know, he does the laundry, he does the dishes, I do. So there's not a lot of gray area where we have to ask the other person to do something. But if it comes up, I will say that he always responds with a why or why not it will be done.
Love that.
Cool.
That's communication right there. That's excellent.
Okay, let's round out this conversation by suggesting ways that we can finesse being annoying into a positive trait. Amanda, I feel like you've got so much experience finessing being annoying into a positive trait. How does a person go from being afraid of how annoying they can be to embracing it and really leaning into it for the forces of good?
Pick your favorite or most hated billionaire and then see what they're fundraising about. And say, if this enter billionaire here can ask people for money, then I can do this. There you go.
Nice. Nice. Grace, how about you?
Okay, I think, nevertheless she persisted. Nevertheless she annoyed. All we need is a little shift of that phrase, and I think that we'll have annoyance back on our side.
Would you wear a shirt that said annoying across it? Like just
annoying AF for sure, yeah.
Annoyed and annoying.
Annoyed on the front, annoying on the back. Or
someone make that sweatshirt.
I mean, we could do it. Alyssa, what advice would you give to somebody who is ready to move past their fear of their own annoyingness?
So since I said that a lot of my annoying behavior is propelled by my to-do list, you know why I don't feel bad about it? Because at the end of the week, I look at my to-do list and I was like, this all got done. Almost none of it ever benefits me personally, right? It's like I'm being annoying on behalf of others. Look at everything that got done, and all for good reason, and good things happen because of it. So, fuck off.